Hi, this is Renee Phillips and I welcome you again to My Irie Kitchen. Tonight I'm so excited to share with you one of the things from my heritage. In Jamaica, on the norm, every Saturday morning, almost, they have something that's called rundown, made with coconut milk and salt fish or salt mackerel or something like that, and then they'll serve it up with boiled banana, yam and dumpling. You got porridge and you get everything nice going. It's real delicious. But I'm not going to do all of that for you today. I am going to show you though how to make the rundown. What I'm doing is a little twist here is I'm going to put that rundown over top some seared salmon, which I have right here. Some salmon that I have been marinating in some garlic, pepper, seasoned salt, some butter, a little bit of ginger, and it's been marinating for probably about a good 6 hours, so you know it's going to be really nice and delicious. Now I have my pan here. I'm going to go ahead and cut the heat down a little bit. I put a little oil in the pot just to cover the bottom of the pot, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to sear the salmon on both sides. On the stove, I have here the secret to the rundown. 1 16-ounce can of coconut milk, and what we're doing is basically letting the coconut milk boil until all the liquid has evaporated, and then you get all the natural oils sitting in the bottom of the pan. And then with those natural oils we're going to add some vegetables and some seasoning and mix it up, and it's going to come tasting so delicious. And then on top of the salmon, what you do is just put your coconut milk on medium heat, and then you're just going to let it do its thing until you start to see the oil start to form in the bottom. I dropped 2 bay leaves in there, if you take note of that, just to give it some flavor, but we won't actually start seasoning it up until all the water have evaporated. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my salmon and go ahead and drop it in my pan here with the oil that I already have heated. Now, if you've ever been in the grocery store and see a coconut or a can of coconut milk and say, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'd love to do something, this would be a delicious recipe that I would recommend that anyone try. It is so simple. Rundown is as Jamaican as you can get, so you can wow your family and your friends. And look at how nice and delicious it looks on that salmon. Ooh, this is going to be so good. And you probably wind up doing maybe about 2 minutes per side, but it's going to be really good and delicious. You don't want to overcook your salmon either, because then it'll get nice, well, not nice, it'll get dry. You don't want that to happen either. If you look at the coconut milk, look at how it's getting nice and thick. All the water is just evaporating out of there, and it's going to be so good. You might also want to try doing the same thing with the coconut, but if you're doing a dessert, you can, instead of adding the savory taste of bell peppers and onions and all of that type of stuff, add some brown sugar, a little bit of ginger, some maybe allspice or something to give it a little zest, and it'll taste real good too. But that's coming together real nicely. And when that little piece fell off, that means it's for me to taste. Now that our coconut is almost where we want it to be, I'm cutting up my vegetables, and what I have there is a half of a red pepper, about a quarter of a green bell pepper. Cut them down in strips, and then I'm going to just cut it down the center. Red pepper, about a half of a steak tomato, and dice that up also. I'm going to try to cut the tomato a little bit. There's no science to it. You don't have to cut it up all small or anything like that. Just cut the tomatoes the way you like them. Some people like them in big chunks, some people don't. 1 scallion, or green onion as it's commonly called here in the United States. We call it scallion back home. And half of a country pepper, habanero pepper, scotch bonnet pepper, whatever people want to call it. All I know is going to give my dish a nice little kick. Don't take the seeds though, because boy, you will be sorry. Unless you're a daredevil. Now if you take a good look there, you see that it's sticking to the pan and it's popping up like that. Now that's when you know it's right. It's very simple, like I said. And what we're going to do is, all these vegetables that I just chopped up is going right in here. just like that. And what I have here is a little bit of kosher salt, paprika, cayenne pepper, dried basil, allspice. And you could just use any all-purpose seasoning. You don't have to use the kind that I have right here. Just mix that right in. But this will give you a winning dish, trust me. This little bit packs such a big flavor. Let me taste that and see how it was. Delicious. What we're gonna do is just gonna let that simmer just enough to get the vegetables tender. Just let it simmer on low for maybe about 3 or 4 minutes. Over here, if you take note, I have what is just a little bit of Asian vegetables. This is a packaged Asian pack of Asian vegetables. That's teriyaki flavored. I didn't chop the vegetables and go pick them or grow them or anything myself. And voila! Aren't you a rock star? Delicious, simple, didn't take us that long. It didn't take me no more than 20 minutes and dinner is done. And delicious. I'm telling you that, but I do already know that. But let me try this bad boy up. I'm in love. This is delicious.